Coming to you live from the County of Champions for high school football here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP tonight. Pair of games on LC SportsNet, the Newcastle Red Hurricanes hosting Montour and Neshannock hosting Burgettstown. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com, streaming on X and Facebook Live and on the Triple Live High School Sports Network. It's brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, by MVP Insurance, by Castle Asphalt, by UPMC Orthopedic Care, by Medora Bonner Law, by The Red Zone, by Parada Jones McCree, by Nick's Auto Body, by Doran Concrete, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, the Newcastle Transit Authority, by Gem Builders Incorporated, Pontius Insurance, the Crane Room Grill, Joseph's Marketplace, Works in Progress Paint Services, Sims Cafe, the City Rescue Mission, the Tri-County Principals Association, and Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. This is our Castle Asphalt pregame show, Week 6, Game 7 of the 2025 season, as we begin movement weeks in the last couple of weeks here before we get to the stretch run. I'm James Dodson. Kickoff coming at the top of the hour. We have a couple of big pregame ceremonies we want to get you out to as well, so let's kick off our pregame show here with a huge Parkway Conference matchup between Newcastle and Montour. The Canes 5-1 now, coming off a huge win, one of the biggest wins in program history for the last couple of decades for sure, beating Aliquippa 18-12 last week at home. Now they need to avoid that hangover and get right back to it against a very talented Montour team. Marina Graham leads the county right now with 716 passing yards for Newcastle, and he's third in the county right now with 548 yards on the ground. He had 3 touchdowns last week, including the game-winning touchdown run with 24 seconds left to get that victory. It's a Newcastle defense, though, that I think is being kind of forgotten about because of how well the freshman quarterback has played, but they've been lights out. 4 shutouts, 7 points per game allowed on the year. That's tops in Class 4A, and that's the 5th best in all the WPIAL. They're going to be tested yet again, no question about it. A 1-2 punched quarterback, Brandon Bennett, has just shy of 1,000 passing yards, and their workhorse running back in Caden Halagio, who has 10 touchdowns for a team best on the year. And the winner of tonight's game will be in sole possession of first place in the Parkway Conference at the end of tonight's game. Eric Thomas, Tim Continenza, they'll be on the call from Taggart Stadium. It's also Hall of Fame recognition night there tonight. They will have the official induction tomorrow for the first ever, the inaugural Sports Hall of Fame at Newcastle High School. The pregame ceremony recognizing the 24 who will be inaugurated is scheduled to begin at about 6:20. We'll also have coverage of the non-conference game between Class 1A's Neshannock and Burgettstown. Again, a non-conference game here before the stretch run for the Lancers. They put on an offensive showcase last week, a 48-7 win at Shenango with Anthony Aiken providing 4 touchdowns and 160 yards on the ground. Gino Mazzacco, part of that ground attack as well. He has a touchdown rushing in every game that he has played in so far this year. The Neshannock defense also maybe peaking at the right time. Held Shenango to just 105 yards of offense a week ago. They're going to have to face Burgettstown's power run team. Colton County, the feature back of that Blue Devil offense under legendary coach Mark Druga. Legendary because the only time Burgettstown came to Bob Legge Stadium, well, they knocked off a 38-year playoff drought, getting a win 31-28 in walk-off fashion back in the 2017 playoffs. Tyler Polk and Lee Moan will have the call of that one. Another special pregame recognition at Neshannock. Their class of 2004 graduate Brian Kroback before the game. You won't want to miss it as we kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. We do have one final order of business here on our Castle Asphalt pregame show. It's our first LCAP Team of the Month and Red Zone Athlete of the Month award. So let's get into it. Your September LCAP Team of the Month is the Mohawk Cross Country team. The boys cross country team for the second straight year are undefeated section champs. In fact, they are the only team in Lawrence County that is undefeated in any sport throughout the month of September. So congratulations to Mohawk Boys Cross Country and good luck in the WPIAL playoffs, your LCAP September Team of the Month. Your male and female Red Zone Athletes of the Month, they're both heading to state championships in the next couple of weeks in their respective sports. Congratulations to Neshannock's Maddie Arrow and Rocco Bayuti as being named as the Red Zone Athletes of the Month for September. Maddie Arrow was section runner-up in tennis, winning the section doubles crown as well with Gianna Capobianco. And the pair actually just finished third in the WPIAL doubles earlier this week to qualify for states. Rocco Baiuti battled back in both the section playoffs and in the WPIAL finals. He finished third in the district finals, qualifying for states for the second straight year as well. Congratulations to Neshannock's Maddie Arrow and Rocco Baiuti, and good luck at the state finals, your September Red Zone Athletes of the Month. 5 other games in the county tonight. We'll take a look at the full schedule when our Castle Asphalt pregame show continues here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call AXE today.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock's Maddie Arrow as the September Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month for finishing as section runner-up in girls tennis, the doubles champion in the section, and qualifying for states in doubles. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Neshannock's Rocco Baiuti as the September Male Athlete of the Month for finishing third in the WPIAL Golf Championships and qualifying for states. Congratulations and best of luck to Neshannock's Rocco Baiuti and Maddie Arrow, the September Red Zone Athletes of the Month. Congratulations to our September LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Boys Cross Country as the LCAP Team of the Month after winning their second consecutive undefeated section championship. Congratulations to coaches Jared Stratton and Cam Shermer and the Mohawk Boys Cross Country team, the LCAP Team of the Month. Castle Asphalt and Construction, they know the importance of making a great first impression. And no matter how elegant a home or office may be, matching with poor road surfaces can make friends and potential clients regret making the trip. www.castleasphalt.com. 5 other games going on tonight as we continue our Castle Asphalt pregame show. Homecoming down at Lincoln High at Helling Stadium there tonight. Elwood City hosting Western Beaver. Watch out for Western Beaver's Wyatt Sparbani. He's a running machine, 850 yards on the ground already, and dual-threat quarterback Amari Marshall as dangerous as they come for that high-powered Golden Beaver offense. Elwood City a little bit banged up from last week. Most are expected back on the field tonight. Tyler Smiley leading the way, a pair of touchdowns last week in the loss at New Brighton. The other game in Class 2A, Mohawk at New Brighton. Bobby Fadden accounted for all 4 touchdowns a week ago. Carter Jackson, a dual threat for the Lions at quarterback. A big game here for both these teams, both coming off of their first conference win of the year. Getting back-to-back wins will put both in the driver's seat, likely to make it into the postseason. Union still looking for their first win. They travel to face Beaver Falls down at Geneva College here tonight. Beaver Falls, a couple of injury concerns maybe to look at. Union, they're getting healthier. Gianni Million, nearly 175 total yards of offense a week ago in an offense that keeps getting a little bit better each and every week. Can Union get their first win on the road here tonight? Summit Academy got a win last week against Rochester. They now travel to Laurel for homecoming night there at the Leonard Rich Athletic Complex. 2 shutout victories for the Spartans so far in conference play, and they're getting the job done defensively. 90-0 the combined score in those 2 games, playing Summit Academy again off of their first win of the year. Shenango at Rochester. It's going to be the first time that Shenango takes on Rochester without Shenango graduate Gene Matson as the head coach of the Rams. The Cats looking to rebound after being banged up a week ago and then falling in the home game against Neshannock. Those are the games tonight. We'll also have coverage tomorrow night of the game between Wilmington and Reynolds. That's a 7 o'clock start at Terry Varelli Stadium. Wilmington looking to bounce back against the undefeated Reynolds Raiders there at home. The top 2 rushing attacks in all of District 10 are going at it tomorrow. Chase Mitchell-Tree, 700 yards rushing to lead the way for Wilmington. Reynolds, led by Gabe Meneres, he's got 700 yards as well and 14 touchdowns on the ground. These two teams played each other twice last year. The Hounds convincing wins, 56-9 in the regular season, and then 49-14 in the playoffs. And how about this? Both teams began the year returning all starters on their team from a year ago. Should be a fun one there tomorrow night. We'll have the call, myself and Chris Birch, part of the 96.7 crew that we'll join forces with tomorrow at lcsportsnet.com. Coming down the stretch here, a couple weeks left to go before we officially hit the stretch run, but every game, especially here in the movement week, is going to be equally as important. Make sure you stay tuned after the game. We'll have recaps on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll have our Friday night highlights over the weekend and get you ready for a couple other big games coming up in soccer and volleyball broadcasts next week. We'll also have cross-country championships, don't forget, on Saturday morning, tomorrow morning as well. But for now, let's head out to the broadcast booth, join the pregame ceremonies in action. Enjoy the game you're watching tonight on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
We welcome you to Taggart Stadium for tonight's showdown between the Montour Spartans and the Newcastle Hurricanes. Before we get underway here tonight at Taggart Stadium, tonight is the inaugural class of the Newcastle Sports Hall of Fame. They're going to introduce the participants for the Hall of Fame here. There's a lot of them, so we're going to carry that ceremony for you live here on the Lawrence County Sports Network. And then to listen to the game, you'll be able to listen to an audio-only version of the game while we do that live, and then the tape-delayed version of our video will be available on our YouTube channel after the game is over. That is per Newcastle request. So we will carry the opening ceremonies here for you tonight live. The Newcastle band is out on the field now. They will introduce the 24 members of the Hall of Fame class, the first ever to be inducted at Newcastle here tonight, and the ceremony will take place on Saturday morning at the high school in the cafeteria. Let's listen in on the Newcastle High Marching Band, and then they'll introduce the Hall of Fame class to you, and then we'll be back around 7 o'clock for the kickoff tonight. Remember, the game tonight, the game broadcast tonight live will be audio only, and then you can watch the video of tonight's game after the contest is over. We will post the video of the game just like we normally do. The live video will be on after the game is over, but audio only tonight for the broadcast of the game live beginning around 7 o'clock. Let's listen in on the pregame ceremonies and the Newcastle Marching Band, and we'll talk to you in about a half hour for kickoff here on the audio side here in the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
induction of the inaugural class of the Newcastle Athletic Hall of Fame. For more than a century, Newcastle has built a proud tradition of excellence in sports, producing athletes, coaches, and teams whose achievements have inspired our community and earned respect across Pennsylvania and beyond. This Hall of Fame was created to honor those who have set the standard of greatness, not only through records and championships, but also through leadership, dedication, and the spirit of competition. It is only fitting that we begin this tradition by recognizing a class whose impact has defined generations. Our first one is Phil Brightenball. He was a head football coach and basketball coach. Bruce Clark played football and track, graduate 1976. Austin Calmetto, head coach, cross country, and athletic director, class of 1925. George Crunkleton, track and basketball, class of 1974. Ralph Scooter Day, football and track, class of 1926. Chuck Fioretti, represented by his wife Linda Fioretti and her sister Mary Jane Mangino. Football and baseball, class of 1971. Cedric Hawkins, baseball, class of 1983. Michael Hines, football and basketball, class of 1985. Our next two inductees are both represented by Lloyd Johnson. They are Leonard Johnson, track and basketball, class of 1960, and Lori Johnson, basketball, class of 1986. Lloyd is the nephew of Leonard and brother of Lori. Ellen Joseph, football and baseball, class of 1960. His wife Vicki and daughter Lindy, 1940. Walt Mangum, basketball and track, class of 1956. Bill McPeak, football, class of 1944. Jesse Moss, represented by his wife Mary Ann and brother-in-law Archie Moss. Jesse was their football and basketball, class of 1972. Richard Piniella, wrestling, class of 1969. Rick Rosano, football, class of 1974. Jaleesa Sands, basketball, class of 2007. Paul Sanders, represented by his daughter Barbara Sanders, cross country, class of 1957. Harry Toscano, golf, class of 1960. Ulysses Butch Walker, represented by his son Justin Walker, track and basketball, class of 1970. Barry Wetzel, basketball, class of 1970.
Last season and first year under Coach Mazzocco, and everything kind of going forward. But most importantly is I think Newcastle has to defend turf. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. These games are built here this season, and they have to take advantage of it. They did last on a way to get past Aliquippa, a huge win to go 5-1 overall. First win in the Parkway, so that's important. Now they have to take that momentum and bring it into tonight's ball game and keep focused and understand that last week has nothing to do with this week's game, and this week's game is the most important on the schedule right now.
Good thing you mentioned the home games here. The last 10 home games prior to Fred Mazzacco taking over for Newcastle, the Hurricanes were 2-8. They were outscored in those games 355 to 157. They allowed over 40 points 6 times in those 10 games. In the 8 home games under Fred Mazzacco, and we have documented in the past how good he was at home as the head coach of Neshannock. This team is 7-1 at home under Mazzacco, and they've outscored opponents 279 to 146, and they have cracked 40 points in 5 of those 8 games. What's the secret with him in home games? Why are his teams so good under their home lights?
Well, I think more importantly, Eric, is when you talk about the first ingredient to a winning team is to win at home. And I think that's the most important thing he's talking to his teams throughout his career. Guys, we have to defend our turf. We have to defend what's ours. We have to make sure nobody comes into our house knows they're in for a dogfight. And I think that's where they're at. And that's the mentality of this coaching staff that he's brought in here to Newcastle. They understand how important every game is. They know that there's the hardest thing to do.
Who they are, but they're a different style team this year where they were kind of flash and who they are. But they're a different style team this year where they were kind of flash and were all over the stadium last season. Now they're more of a running game behind, and they love to pound him. He averages 19 carries. A little bit different of a mindset for this Montour team as they try to feel their way and grow up here midway through the season.
And that's just really good coaching coming into a season when you have so much transition. What is one of the fundamentals of football is to run the ball. And if you got a running back, you have a guy that you want to give him the ball. He's a senior. He can handle the load. You want to build an offensive line to get better. And one of the easiest things to really get a team to do is to run block. I mean, obviously, holding penalties and pre-snap penalties are a major factor against Montour this year. But right now, what they got to be thinking is we can set us up in good, manageable situations where we have our full playbook to show on any given down. And I think that, to me, is the most important part for Montour coming into this game. Can they control the offensive line? And can they give Lisco opportunities to run and maybe get into the secondary of the Newcastle Red Hurricanes?
Montour takes the field on the far side away from us. Let's talk a little bit tonight about our impact players in this game, brought to you by Nobody Does It Band. Abram Kolodinsky are the tackles in the middle. Kate Machko, Michael Lucas, Cole Medilli, and Dalton in the middle. Kate Machko, Michael Lucas, Cole Medilli, and Dalton Young are the linebackers. Xander Stern, he's a really good corner with 2 interceptions. Xander Stern, he's a really good corner with 2 interceptions. Pass is deflected. Nick Cecilia is deflected. Nick Cecilia is the safety, and the other corner is freshman Archie Collins for a loose safety, and the other corner is freshman Archie Collins for a loose Cerro's defense. When Montour is on the field offensively, left to right, Ricky Herman. When Montour is on the field offensively, left to right, Ricky Herman, Keyshawn White, Jake Haldell, Nola Halaja and Abram Kolodinsky. Nola Halaja and Abram Kolodinsky, Dylan Rogers, the tight end. It is Dom Barron, Xander Stern, and Archie Collins. Rogers, the tight end. It is Dom Barron, Xander Stern, and Archie Collins starting at wide receiver. Halachko in the backfield along with Brandon Bennett. And if they Halachko in the backfield along with Brandon Bennett. And if they do go to the backup running back, it's either Amari Wright or Cole Medilli. They are not afraid to get those backups involved in the game. And Archie Collins, we talk a lot about Graham and what he's done this season, but Archie Collins has been really good for this Montour team as a wide receiver / running back in his freshman campaign. For Newcastle's defense, Quaylen Davis, DJ Gordon on the ends. The nose is Jaden Schaefer, having another spectacular season, averaging 5.5 tackles a game. He's got 4 for loss. Mason Cook and Dallas Lyles are outside. Travis Wetzel and Gianni Molina inside at the linebacker spot. It's Damian Harrison, Alex Williams manning the corners, and Kai Cox and Marquise Wise are the safeties. This defense has pitched a shutout in 3 of its last 4 games, and 12 of their 20 tackles for loss have all come in the last 3 games. Newcastle will kick it away. They are in the home red with the white helmets, the pink trim, the pink socks, and accessories for the pink out game here, and Montour is in their road white tops with the black pants, yellow trim, and yellow trim around the numbers and the yellow helmets. The kickoff will come, if you're listening to our audio broadcast tonight, will come from right to left as we see it across your screen. And it will be Montour on the attack here first. Archie Collins back deep to receive on the far hash. And on the near hash for the Spartans, this was no contest a season ago between these two teams, is Xander Stern, who was the leading receiver on this team. Ball is teed up at the 40, and we are underway from Taggart Stadium. It's an end-over-end that Collins will run under near the 11. Fakes the reverse. Now comes near side, near hash. Collins explodes right up the hash to the 35, and that's where Montour is going to put it in play. 1st and 10 on the first drive.
Tours as they were able to get the flow going to the left, but he came back right, had empty spaces in front of him and take it out close to the 36-yard line.
Ball is on their own 36-yard line, so pretty good starting field position for the Spartans to start things. And Brandon Bennett, the sophomore quarterback who has been really good for this team, had, again, his best game of the season last week against Blackhawk in their victory. They have lost to Moon and Mars, and they've won the other 4, and we're about to get underway as he checks to the sideline. 2 to the right, 1 up top to the left is Collins, the freshman, and out wide to the far side up top is Dom Barron. Motion by Stern, snap. Bennett looks to his left, slings it out that way. Halachko makes the catch. Line of scrimmage up to the 35, and he has stood up right there by a slew of Hurricanes and stopped there. We'll call it no gain on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down for Montour.
To the back, and it's just the defense was there. They swarmed to it. Prevented that, bringing up 2nd down and long. Coming up here for Montour.
It's been the strength of this Newcastle team has been the defense. They have been fantastic in their schedule. They were great last week against Aliquippa, shut the Quips out in the first half. Shotgun snap to Bennett, hands off Alajko. Trying to pick his way through the middle, and he was met right away. There is the defending Parkway Conference Defensive Lineman of the Year, Jaden Schaefer, who gets him for a short gain. It's a gain of 1, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
Good start here for the Red Hurricanes defense. That's what you want to do. You want to get Montours in these 3rd down and long situations where Caden Halesko is not necessarily going to be the feature runner. 3rd down and long situation.
Shotgun snap again for Bennett. He's got 2 to his right, 1 up to the left. Motion towards us is Collins, the freshman. Snap, Bennett slings it near side, and he overshoots his intended receiver, Stern, looking for a flag right in the middle of the field. No call, and the Newcastle defense does its job on drive number 1 of the night as they force a 3-and-out. First incompletion of the night for Bennett, and Newcastle will get it on the punt with 10:34 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a quick little slant by the end there, and they just could not connect. It was a little too far in front. Great defense there for the Red Hurricanes to start tonight's game as they'll send 2 deep, standing around the 30-yard line.
Cox is the one on the far hash. It's Lemon on the near hash. Cox again with those 2 punt returns for touchdown. He's averaging almost 31 yards a return on punts this season. It's a good snap. Kick up into the sky. It's going to ninja start towards the sideline, hit short of the 30 and out of bounds. So Newcastle's going to get it at their own 33-yard line on its first drive of the night.
Smart kick there by Montour, kicking it away from those 2 dangerous return men for the Red Hurricane. He'll go out of bounds at the 33. Great field position to start your drive here. See how the Hurricanes attack this Spartans defense.
Again, it's Schaefer, Morgan, Harris, Ritter, and Gordon up front. And the talented freshman Marino Graham in the backfield. He can make a lot of things happen for this offense and has done so all season long. Leading rusher on this team and just over 700 passing. Going to throw it on play number 1, and he overshoots Waylon Davis running right up the seam. He would have been gone had he caught that. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Mardez Stewart in the game for the first time tonight for Newcastle.
Just a fly pattern up the middle, like you said, just let him a little too long. Bring up 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Canes.
Fred Mazzacco said earlier this week if Graham makes a mistake, he doesn't make the same mistake twice. He means that more in terms of interceptions or fumbles, but you can also look at that for the throws too. 2nd and 10 for Newcastle from the 33. Off the far hash, Graham throws near side, catch made, in space. Cox trying to slip through everybody, fights his way up to the 40-yard line, is tackled there for a nice gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and relatively short for this team. Dalton Young had the stop for Montour. We did have a whistle after the play. No flag, though. They were just some little extracurricular after the play. First completion of the night for Graham, 7-yard gain, and it's going to bring up the first 3rd down of the night for Newcastle.
Yeah, interesting call coming up here. We've seen 2 big pass plays, one down the middle, incomplete, and then a swing out here to Cox, a gain 7. We'll see what Coach Mazzacco in the office has in design here on 3rd down and long.
Cox goes wide to the right, Lemon slot right side, wing right side, shotgun for Graham. Receiver near side is Harrison on 3rd down and 3 from the 30 or the 40-yard line. They'll go to the ground. It's Proctor, and he is going to get wrapped up and dropped almost as he hit the original line of scrimmage. And that is going to force a punt, so the Montour defense does its job on the first drive of the night as they drop Proctor for a loss of 1. Both teams unsuccessful on their inaugural 3rd down plays, and Montour will get it back for the 2nd time. Kick will come from right to left. And this one up in the dusk night skies. It's going to take a huge Newcastle bounce all the way down to the 10, inside the 10, as they wave it back towards the 5, and it's down at the 6-yard line. Excellent special teams by the Hurricanes as they push Montour back for their 2nd drive of the night. It's going to be a long, lengthy field for Montour here on their 2nd drive.
Yeah, you got to love what Thomas was able to do there at that punt. He got that really fortunate turf bounce around the 25-yard line and just kept rolling down the left side by the numbers and kept going all the way down inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. Fantastic special teams to start the game here for Newcastle.
Ball's officially marked at the 6-yard line. Bennett's going to be standing right up against his goal line. Halachko in his hip pocket. It's Stern and Tyler Gracie on the near side, and we do get a pre-snap flag comes in. This is going to go against Newcastle. It's going to be a 5-yard variety.
And one thing you don't want to see is just that, giving them a quick 5 yards, bringing them out to the 10-yard, giving them a little breathing room here on 1st down and 5.
Out of the shadow of their own end zone.
And they just did it again.
And they did it again. And, you know, we talked in the pregame, the run-up, about the penalties for Montour. It's also been a problem for Newcastle as it comes right back to bite the Hurricanes 2 in a row, and it's going to be a 1st down for Montour without having to move the ball.
Yeah, that great punt just got lost 10 yards because of 2 pre-snap jitterbugs on the defense.
Bennett directing traffic, points out to his left. Shotgun snap for the sophomore upcoming. Halachko in his hip pocket. Again, it's Stern and Gracie to his right. Up top, it is Barron to his left. Motion by Stearns. Shotgun snap. Bennett hands off. Halachko through the middle. And not much to work with there again, as he is going to get crunched right by the line of scrimmage. That is DJ Gordon, who gets hands on him first. It'll bring up 2nd down for Montour. Not much early here for running room for Halachko. They've really clamped down on him. Maybe a gain of 1 that time. 2nd down and 9 for the Spartans. Shotgun snap for Bennett. Checks to the sideline. Again, it's Gracie who's alongside Stern on the near side. Top of the formation to the left is Barron. Stern in motion, directed by Bennett. They fake to him out of the backfield, throw to Stern, and all over it is Marquise Wise, who flies into the backfield, and Mason Cook comes over top to clean him up.
Great.
A big loss on second down. It'll be third and long.
Great defense. And staying home was the right side of the defense here for the Canes, as that was a backwards pass. You can see them then come straight in and make that tackle in the backfield. A loss all the way back to the 13-yard line.
It's a loss of 4 for the Spartans. It'll bring up 3rd and 13 for Montour with 7:20 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Second drive of the night for Montour. Shotgun snap for the sophomore Bennett. He overloads to the near side. They fake to Halachko. Throw near side Collins. Finds a little bit of room and then is cut down as he gets to the 15-yard line. There's Mason Cook once again on the stop. It's only a gain of 1 that time, and the Newcastle defense forces yet another punt with 6:59 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, beautiful pursuit there by Cook as he just kind of waited for that pass to be made, and then at that closing speed as he comes in quickly and makes that open field tackle to bring up 4th down.
Cox again on the far side. Lemon on the near side to receive the punt. They bring in extra protection. Does Montour. 3 across the way at the 10. This one is going to be angled towards Lemon, who backpedals, gets underneath of it, makes the catch, sidesteps the defender, tries to go forward, does, gets into Montour territory at the 48, and is stopped there by Tyson Verdream. And that is where Newcastle will put it in play. 1st and 10, second drive of the night for the Hurricanes. Still scoreless with 6:26 to go in the first quarter.
At the Montour 48-yard line.
And that's an opportunity now to see what you learned on that first series here for the Canes. It was a 3 and out, but they had some passing room. Let's see if they try to establish the run early in this series or they go right back to the pass.
Davis is on the right-hand side of the formation. Cox to the right. Over everybody. Jaden Schaefer looks backwards. Motion by Lemon. He goes up towards the right side of the formation. Snap upcoming to Graham. Looks, surveys, dumps it out of the backfield. Proctor makes one man. Looks, surveys, dumps it out of the backfield. Proctor makes one man miss. Gets through the second and fights his way inside the 45, and he is taken down at the 43-yard line for a gain of 5. Second completion of the night for Graham. He's 2 of 3 of 5. Second completion of the night for Graham. He's 2 of 3 for 12 yards, and the second reception by Proctor as he's got both catches now. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6 with 6:03 to go in the first quarter.
And that's what they want to do in first down. Get about 5-6 yards, really open. Really open up the playbook. A lot of things you can do here on 2nd down and 5.
Nightfall here in Newcastle. The lights with that nice glare on the stadium. Stutter step by Proctor. Still goes forward. Gets down to the 41 for a 2-yard gain that time.
Yeah, kind of a, just like you said, a little delay there. And he was able to let his offensive line make a little move and get up front. Bring down a 3rd down and a long 3 coming up here for the Canes.
Here's another 3rd down for Newcastle. 5:21 to go in the first quarter. Canes trying to capitalize on that good starting field position. It's Harrison and Lemon on the near side. Cox alone, one-on-one at the top. Shotgun for Graham. Motion out of the backfield by Proctor. Graham looks, he scrambles. He's dragged down back into Montour field position, back all the way at the 47-yard line. Good pursuit by Dalton Young and Dylan Rogers to bring him down, and Newcastle will have to punt it away again with 4:54 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, just right up the gut. Graham never had an opportunity to really set up, and he was just retreating, and it ended up with a big loss all the way back across their side of the 50 down to the 47.
Dylan Rogers, who played last year along the defensive line, adds tight end to his resume this season. And he's a good one off that edge. Punt again comes from right to left. It is a good high twisting spiral. Fair catch called for at the 20-yard line by Stern. And that's where Montour will put it in play for the 3rd time now in this opening quarter with 4:24 to go. Still scoreless. And what's been a defensive battle here in the first 7.5 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's been kind of a filling out process for both teams. When they needed a big play for the defense, they've been able to come up with it. Right now, the Canes defense is looking terrific on first and second down, putting them in long situations and really taking advantage of it. See how they could do here on this series.
Bennett has yet to really light it up. He's attempted 2 passes, completed 1 for a yard, and we got movement up front on Newcastle once again. Is that Junior Whittier that had the movement? The big fella, the 6'8", 360-pound senior. Now he's going to get reset.
That's the 3rd time they've jumped into the neutral zone.
And that was a bit of a late call there. Everybody was kind of looking to the ref to see if they were going to call it. They did call it.
Yeah.
So, and Whittier is out of the game now. He was in there for 1 play and gone. We'll see him again for sure. It's now 1st and 5 for Montour. Shotgun snap for Bennett. 2 right and 1 left. He's got Collins and Halachko in the backfield with him. Bennett, snap, handoff Collins, sweeping to the near side, and he's dragged down in the backfield. Gianni Molina, the sophomore, flies in there from the backside in pursuit and drops Collins for the loss.
What a play there by Molina as he came in from the right side, got unblocked, came all the way across the line of scrimmage, making that tackle in the backfield. A loss of 5 on the play.
2nd down and 8 upcoming now for Montour with 3:53 to go in the opening quarter. Running clock. Bennett out of the shotgun again. Collins motions to the far side. Snap. Bennett looks that way. Going to dump it off again. Catch is made. Far side, it's Halachko. A lot of space. Gets around a couple defenders and weaves his way up to the 33-yard line. Good gain of 13 on 2nd down and 8. Gianni Molina had to stop again, but that's going to be enough for a Montour 1st down.
Yeah, they took advantage of the over-aggressiveness of the Red Hurricanes defense. Let them come back, and Bennett just threw over top to Lisco and was able to get that big 1st down play on that screen.
2nd 1st down of the night from Montour with 3:18 to go in the 1st quarter. Far side, it's Dom Barron. Near side, it is Grace. Once again, he's been in there a lot. Not one of the guys they use a whole ton of in the early portion of the season. Handoff Halachko, fights his way through to the 35. It's going to be a 2-yard gain once again. And that interior defense from Newcastle is getting a workout. Quaylen Davis made the stop that time.
This is what they've been good at, really, in the 1st and 2nd down, trying to keep this Spartans offense from really getting going. Right now, we haven't seen Bennett really throw downfield other than 1 quick little pass. He's been doing nothing but backward passes and screens so far early in this ball game.
Motion as Stern comes into the backfield. Bennett slings it out to him near side. He is rocked by Marquise Wise as that pass falls incomplete once again. And that's going to bring up another 3rd down for Montour with 2:26 to go in the opening quarter. Quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard. Other games tonight in the Parkway. The other big one is Aliquippa and West Allegheny tonight. That is a huge game. West Allegheny among the 3 with Montour and this Newcastle team 1-0 right now in Parkway. That's a big-time must-win for Aliquippa. In Lawrence County, Mohawk, New Brighton, Western Beaver, Elwood City, Union Beaver Falls, Shenango, Rochester, Summit, and Laurel, Neshannock, and Burgettstown. We'll give you updates as the night goes on. Bennett scrambles on 3rd down, heaves it down the field. There's the arm, and Stern is all the way underneath of it inside the 30-yard line to the 26 of the Hurricanes on a big 1st down conversion for Montour. The play of the night so far is Bennett heaved that with all he had on the run for the 1st down.
Yeah, simple situation there is once they got him outside the pocket, he was just able to run down, and the defense started following the quarterback, leaving the wide receiver all alone. He had about 15 yards between the nearest Red Hurricane and was able to make that completion right around the 26-yard line.
34 yards on 3rd down for Bennett and Montour. 1st down to go from the 26. They go a little razzle-dazzle. It's Barron slipped through one, won't slip through another. And he is dragged down by Dallas Lyles as he's right around the original line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard that time. That's the type of play they're looking for from Bennett, though.
Exactly. Once he was able to break containment, he kept his head up, looking downfield, and there was about 6 or 7 Hurricanes chasing him at that time, and 3 or 4 coming in from the defensive back, and that's when it opened up the spaces for that long completion.
Loss of 3 that time. It's 2nd and 13, back to the 28, 1:15 to go in the quarter. Halachko in the hip pocket of Bennett once again. It's Stern and Barron on the near side, Wing on the far side. Whistle as the play unfolds. And what do we got? A timeout called by Lucero and Montour. That'll be their first timeout. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take time out to save money on your insurance. Call Agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, or Tracy Giddings to get started today, or visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you here tonight at Taggart Stadium, our audio-only broadcast. If you're listening, you can watch this game after we're done tonight. We'll put the video up as soon as the game is over. And we got a good one so far, as Montour and Newcastle are still scoreless, but this Montour team is knocking on the door.
Montour's 2nd down and 12 from the 28-yard line of the Red Hurricanes after that long pass. Right now, what really you got to do is get that defense back into understanding that you want to contain Bennett. You don't want to let him go out, and you don't want to leave your assignments. You leave your assignments, he's going to find them. He's too elusive, and he has too much good fundamentals, keeping his head up high, looking downfield the entire time he's running, and that's why they are in the situation they are. Right now, you want to just come out, get back to that rush defense and quick defense for that short passes, and try to harass Bennett as much as you can when he's in the backfield.
2nd down and 12 for Montour. Bennett in the shotgun once again. Halachko in his hip pocket. Receiver each way. Dylan Rogers, the tight end, and Tyson Verdream, the backup tight end, are on the near side of the formation, on the near hash. It's Verdream in a wing. Rogers at that tight end position. 2nd down and 12. Verdream now motions to the other side of the formation. Snap to Bennett, fakes the pitch, looks, rolls out, heavy pressure. Bennett in the backfield escapes. Bennett rolls. Bennett got drilled right near the sideline, and his pass is incomplete. He got lit up on the Newcastle sideline as he uncorked the ball. He's okay. That fell incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
May have been Jaden Schaefer on that hit, number 54 for the Hurricanes, as they were chasing Bennett. Bennett made a great escape as he had pressure on him going backwards. He was able to just kind of tuck underneath and roll to his left, and was able to avoid that before that big hit of the sidelines.
1 minute to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 12 for Montour. Bennett out of the shotgun once again. Halachko to his right. It's Barron and Collins to the left. Stern and Gracie to the near side. Snap to Bennett. Looks to his left. Going to fire it that way. The lefty delivers. That is over the top of everybody and in the hands of Collins for the touchdown. A 28-yard drop in the bucket for Bennett. And with 55 seconds to go in the opening quarter, Montour strikes first. It is 6-0. That was beautifully done by Bennett, who laid it right over the top of the outstretched hands of Damian Harrison.
And they turned around and they looked at the ball trying to knock it down, and he just threaded the needle and put it right into his hands of his player, and was able to make that big-time catch. Was Archie Collins.
Luke Medvez to attempt the extra point. His kick is away, and it is good. Well, they get the 3rd down conversion. They withstand a 3rd down in Newcastle territory, and the Sports Network powered by LCAP.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary, 8 plays, 80 yards for Montour as they squib the kick. And that is recovered by Robert Lyles, the sophomore. Good starting field position for Newcastle. So 8 plays, 80 yards, the big conversion that time, the 34-yard third down pass. And then Bennett, who got rocked on the play before with just a beautiful arching drop in the bucket to his freshman talent, Archie Collins. And it's 7-0 Montour.
Yeah, 3 minutes, 29 seconds is what I had in time taken off the clock on that drive. And that, of course, was a Parada-Jones-McCree touchdown, the first of the ball game.
Shotgun snap for freshman Marino Graham. Wing near side is Davis, 2 to the right, 1 left on 1st down and 10 from the 46 of the Hurricanes. Graham, the snap, looks to his right, going to fling it down the field. There's Davis, makes the catch. They go right back to it on the near hash. The same play they ran on the first play of the game for Newcastle. First offensive play of the game, and they go right back to it, and Davis makes it happen. This time it's a 1st down.
Huge play just down the seam on the left side as he was able to advance it all the way out to the 35-yard line.
19-yard catch that time for Davis, his first reception of the night. Graham looks to his left. The freshman going to scramble. Marino Graham lobs it. Coming back to get it is Cox. Spun around and dropped by Collins near the 25. Excellent job to keep the play alive by Graham. He was tiptoeing towards the sideline, and Cox made a nice break back to get the catch.
Another 1st down here for the Canes, all the way down to the 22-yard line. We'll make it to 23, but needless to say, Kai Cox doing what he does best. Once he gets the ball, getting an opportunity to try to get into open spaces.
Yeah, they do give him forward progress. It is a 1st down and 10 from the 23. As we get in a stoppage here, I'm going to check something out on Collins, make sure that his pad is tucked properly. That is an awesome matchup here on this far side with Cox and Collins, 2 super talented underclassmen. Collins, a 5'10 freshman. He's got a tackle for a loss, a pick this season, averaging 4 tackles a game. And Cox, in case you missed it, is one of the most explosive wide receivers in the area. Clock winding down towards the end of the 1st quarter, and they will not get this play off, so we will carry this over to the 2nd quarter. 1 touchdown on the board, a 28-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Bennett to Archie Collins, and that touchdown has held up through 12 minutes. Montour has a 7-0 lead on Newcastle. 2nd quarter, when we come back to Taggart Stadium, you're listening to high school football on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury, criminal and corporate law, real estate, municipal law, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every step of the legal process. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee. 2nd quarter underway here from Taggart Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenz with you. 1st and 10 for Newcastle. They swap ends. Graham scrambling out of the pocket. Takes off. Marino Graham's got a block. Marino Graham towards the sideline. And he is ushered there by Stern. Out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. So as it stands, they will mark it at the 15. That is good enough for an 8-yard gain, and that will bring up a 2nd down. Check that. Yes, 2nd down and 2 for the talented freshman in his offense. $11:52 to go in the 1st half. Newcastle trying to answer that Montour touchdown. Graham in the backfield. Graham slings it that way. Cox had to stumble to catch it. Couldn't shake the second defender, which was Dalton Young. And then they swarm up on him. Cole Medilli was also there as well. That's a short gain for Cox. Hurricanes in the red zone. Make sure you check out the red zone on Wilmington Road in Newcastle.
It just shows you how hard it is to bring down Kai Cox. After the initial hit was in the backfield, he was then able to go forward and drag about 2 Montour players before they brought him down at the 14-yard line.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 2 for Newcastle. 0 for 2 so far on 3rd down in this first half. Graham has Proctor now to his right. Receiver near side is Cox. Now motion by Lemon coming near side. Shotgun snap to Graham. Graham going to roll out. Graham looks. Graham going to keep. Marino Graham up the field. Marino Graham cuts back. Marino Graham is in the end zone for the touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown run by the talented freshman Marino Graham. And with 10:55 to go in the first half, Newcastle is a point after away from tying this one up.
Yeah, you got to love how Graham handled that. He took that snap from the left and then rolled to his right. Once he seen that open field, he knew he had the speed to get there. He just had to make one quick move inside the 5 and got right into the end zone for that touchdown.
Now Omar Thomas, the place kicker. Newcastle is going to go for 2 here, so they will not kick the extra point. They will spread the field out once again. Cox near side. It's Graham and Proctor in the backfield. Shotgun snap to Graham. Looks. Graham surveys time. Lobs it back in the end zone, and Graham is there to run underneath of it and bring in the 2-point conversion. Newcastle grabs the lead at 8-7. Thanks to their talented freshman quarterback Marino Graham and the reliable hands of Chase Lemon. Excellent.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
GEM Building Contractors and Developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Kickoff sails down towards Collins, who comes across the middle of the field. Archie Collins had a seam for a moment, and he is wrestled down shy of the 40-yard line at the 38. That's where Montour will start 1st and 10. That Joseph's Marketplace drive summary. 5 plays and 46 yards, 2 minutes. Marino Graham, the 14-yard touchdown run for the Hurricanes. That for Graham is his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. That drive summary brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace. Specials daily at the cafe and bakery. Follow them on Facebook to see what's cooking today. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Another Graham touchdown brought to you by Parada Jones McCree. Excellence is our guarantee. Attorneys at law.
So now the 4th drive of the night from Montour. They scored on their last drive. 10:49 to go in the first half. They trail now by 1. Ball starting on their own 38. Shotgun snap to Bennett. They go to the ground. Halachko, and he's going to gain a couple to the 40. Quaylen Davis that time was in on the stop for Newcastle along with Mason Cook. Halachko's not had a lot of room to run here in this first half. That's just his 4th carry.
Yeah, they've been featuring Bennett. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I understand why. He has the athleticism. He has the ability to read a defense and make good decisions with the ball. But coming into tonight's game, we were looking at a running back that gets the ball close to 20 times a game. You would think you'd see him maybe try to establish the run early in the game, but it hasn't been the case.
2nd down and 9 now for Montour. Stern motions away from us. Handoff Halachko. Upended as he gets to the 40. And this Newcastle defense is flying around early on tonight. Quaylen Davis and a couple of other guys in there on the stop again that time. They just are cutting off those running lanes. No gain that time for Halachko.
And maybe that's why they've seen what this defense can do against the rush. That's why they've been using Bennett more and more as this game progresses.
Fifth third down opportunity for Montour here in the first half. 2 receivers each way. Shotgun snap for Bennett. Snap. The sophomore backpedals. Steps up. Bennett is drilled by Davis back near the 35-yard line and taken down right there. And the Newcastle defense will force the punt.
What a hit there by Quaylen Davis.